All right, so this is going to be part 2 of your review for the semester exam tomorrow. Okay, so again, remember, it's the same 20 problems, just different numbers. So please make sure that you're reviewing these videos and studying the process. So we left off on number 11. Simplify just means to do the distributive property and to combine like terms. Okay, so on number 11, it says 16m minus parentheses 8m plus 1. There's really an imaginary -1 there. And since it's right next to the parenthesis, it means that it's got to be distributed. Okay, so you're not doing anything to the 16m just yet. You are distributing this one, so you're going to end up with -8m, and the -1 times 1 is -1. You will notice that these have m's, so they're like terms, so 16 minus 8 is 8m, and then -1. So 8m minus 1 is your final answer. You can't do anything to these because this guy doesn't have an m. So the answer is D. Okay. Number 12, it's going to be a short answer. On the Google form, you'll have to input a number. Okay, what do you get for x? So notice we are going to follow the steps. D for don't call me after midnight. D for distributive property. So we're going to distribute first step 2. So you're going to end up with -6x, because 2 times -3 is -6. 2 times a +4 is +8. Bring down your -6x. Bring down your equals and your -16. Combine like terms is next. I need to combine these. That makes -12x plus the 8 equals -16. I want x alone, so I got to get rid of this guy. Move it over by doing the opposite sign. So -12x is equal to negatives and more negatives, so that's -24. And finally, divide both sides by -12. So you get x equals negative divided by negative is positive, 24 divided by 12 is 2. So there you go. You won't have a little grid, it'll just be like you type in a 2. Okay? All right, so that's solving an equation. Number 13 says, write an equation of a line that passes through the points 3, 4, and 5, 4. 3, 4, and 5, 4. Okay. Well, 3, 4, 5, 4, if you notice, they have the y in common. And if you visualize this on a graph, 5, 4 would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be like right here. And then 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd be like that. That's the line. So guess what? It's a hoy. Hoy. That's why they have the y's matching, because hoys have equations of y equals a number. What does the y equal all the time? Y equals 4. The answer is B. If they have the x's matching, well, then it'd be the bucks, and it'd be x equals, and then whatever the x is. Okay? All right, 14. What is the equation of the line whose graph has a slope parallel to this equation and has a y-intercept of -3? Okay, well, first of all, if the y-intercept is -3, I mean, I can already tell what the answer is probably going to be. Okay? But let's talk about this. If you are given a standard form equation, you don't know the slope of it yet, okay? You have to solve it for y. So move this guy over. You're going to end up with -2y is equal to, now this guy's negative, and you still have your 6. Divided by -2, divided by -2, divided by -2. Y equals -6 divided by -2 is +3x. +6 divided by -2 is -3. Okay, so I take the slope. Parallel means keep it. So I'm looking for an equation that has the same slope. Okay, so I already see a little mistake. So we're going to keep it. So I'm looking for the answer that has a 3. Okay, well, this one has a -3. Nope. -4. Nope. 4. No, it's got to be this one. This right here The y-intercept is -3. I forgot to change it. Remember, I'm using the actual exam to create your test, so I forgot to change this. So this should be -3. So I'm not lying when I'm telling you. I'm looking at your exam and just changing the numbers. Okay, so the answer is C. 15. Which of the following relations is a function? Function means that x's do not repeat. Okay, so let's check. -2, 2, 3, -3, 4. Oh, maybe it's this one. 1, -1, 2, -2, -3, -3. Ah, x is repeated here. That's not a function. -2, -1, 0, -1. There you go. X is repeated there, not a function. -3, 1, -3, not a function. So the only one where the x's did not repeat is A. And don't forget, we don't care about the y's. The y's can repeat all they want. It's the x's that you look at in order to determine if it's a function or not. Okay? 16. Which system has infinite solutions? Okay, remember in infinite solutions, if they have one solution, that means that they're actually going to cross. Okay? If they have no solution, that's because they're going to be parallel lines. And if they have infinite, then they're trying to tell you that they have the same line. Okay? So lines right on top of each other because they're the exact same line. So because you're looking for, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for which one of these has the exact same equation. Okay? Well, let's see. A, y equals x plus 4. If I take this one and I solve it for y, that means I'm just going to move this guy over. So it'll be y equals, he's going to become positive. And then you have that one, -4. Are they the exact same line? No, they have the same slope, but different y-intercept. Ah, that would be parallel. That would be the no solution. But that's not what they were asking for. Then I go here. If I solve this for y, I just have to divide everybody by 2, right? And I'm going to get y equals 1x plus 4. If I solve this one for y, I'm going to have to move this guy first over here. So I'm going to end up with -2x plus 8 is equal to 2y. And then I have to divide everybody by 2. Y equals, this is 4, and this is -x. Nope, they're not the same because this is positive x, this is -x. That makes a difference. I'm looking for the exact same lines. And this is already y equals half x plus 6, y equals 2x plus 5. No, that's not the same. These actually would have one solution, okay, because they're like, they're going to cross each other. So I'm thinking that this is the answer. Y equals 4x plus 1. If you solve this for y, wouldn't you get the same thing? Because all we got to do is add a 1, and that's going to cancel. Y equals 4x plus 1. Y. There you go. Same line. So that's the one that's going to have infinite solutions. Okay. Notice how I wrote infinite solutions. Maybe on your test it says no solutions, or maybe it says one solution. So keep that in mind. What is the 0? AKA the x-intercept. So 0 is just another fancy way of saying an x-intercept. So if you're given a graph, we know this is the x-axis. So all we're looking for is where is it crossing the x-axis at? Well, it is crossing it there. And if I count, remember this is my y-axis. If I count 1, 2, 3, oh, it's crossing it at 4. So my answer is A. Super easy. It's just remembering that 0 means x-intercept, okay? Write an equation of the line passing through -4, 6, and that is parallel to this. Parallel means same slope. So whatever the slope is here, which is -4, that's what I want my slope to be down here, first of all, okay? So it's not going to be D or B. I needed to have the same slope. So notice, same slope, -4, same slope, -4, same slope, -4. So it's between A and C. But which one of these passes through -4, 6? Well, if you have your slope and you have a point, you should remember how to write a point slope. Y, the opposite of 6 is -6, equals, we know we want the slope of -4, parentheses x, and then take the opposite of your x, which is +4. And then solve for y. So distribute -4x, -4 times 4 is -16. Bring this down, and then just add 6. Y equals -4x, -16 plus 6 is -10. So I want the -10. Now another way to do this is, if you already know you're looking for the one that has a -4 as your slope, and since these equations are already in y equals, you can just type one of them at a time. Like if I take -4x plus 10 and I press second graph so that I can go to the table, I want to check, does -4, 6 appear in my table? No, you see that? It didn't. But if I plug in the -4x minus 10, which is the answer we got, -4, 6 will be on the table. You see that? So that's another way to check your work instead of having to do the point slope. Okay, 19. Which of these graphs is represented by this equation? This is point slope, guys. So what it's telling me is that the line I'm looking for has a slope of 1/2. And that it should go through the point x, take the opposite of -1, so it's +1. Y, take the opposite of this +1, which is -1. It should go through 1, -1. So look at graph A. 1, -1. Is this graph even going through that point? No. How about graph B? 1, -1. Yes, it does. Okay. This one, 1, -1. This one also does. So then which one of these has a slope of 1/2? Well, let's see. If I stand here at the 1, -1 and I go up 1, run 2, do I land on the line? I do. So it could be that one. Here, if I do rise 1, run 2, am I on the line? No. So this one doesn't have a slope of 1/2. This one actually has a slope of 1, 2 over 1. This one has a slope of 2. So it's not C, and it's B. Okay, keep that in mind. And finally, give the domain and the range of this graph. Okay, well, domain is your x's, right here. X's go left to right. So I have to go to the left side of my graph, right there, and I have to go to the right side of my graph, and that's where I'm getting the numbers for the domain. So the domain should be right here, -3 to 3. So look, domain, -3 to 3. No, they don't have the right numbers. B, -3 to, oh, they put 2. -3 to 3, yes, maybe. -3 to 2, nope. So I'm thinking it's C, but let's check it by making sure that that is the range. Range is your Y, and that I have to go to the bottom of my graph. So that's negative, what is it? -1, -2. That should be a -2. Sorry, another mistake, another number I forgot to change. Okay, so -2. And then it goes all the way up to the 6. So there it is. And that's how you find that. All right. Make sure you watch the videos from the first 10 questions again in case you forgot over the weekend. And watch this one again tonight. okay? And you'll be ready for tomorrow. All right, I'll see you early. You're taking your test during your first period. So even though you don't have me first period, you're going to log into your first period teacher, whoever that is, and that's where you're going to be taking your math test. So do not be late. And this is not a test that you can finish later. You're going to have an hour and a half, I believe, or 2 hours, and you need to finish. And if your time runs out, they're going to tell you, hey, time to submit, and you'll have to submit. All right? I will see you next time after the holidays. Have a great restful break, guys. Bye.